once again, adventurers, to Let's Play Final Fantasy. In the last episode, we assembled our party and we arrived in the realm of Cornelia, where we learned from His Majesty the King that Princess Sarah has been kidnapped by Garland, the former knight of the realm turned blackguard. For what possible reason, we do not know. But what we are aware of is the fact that we need to rescue Princess Sarah from his evil clutches. Now, something to note that I did go back and trade my wooden armor for some chain armor, since I would actually be considerably better in this situation, especially this early on. Although, since I only have 5 gil left in my name, I haven't purchased anything for a den in Newzea. The only way that we're going to accumulate more gil is by finding them in treasure boxes scattered throughout dungeons throughout the realm, or I think by fighting and defeating various monsters, which is definitely something that we're going to be doing plenty of, especially in this episode. But before we do that, I'll just show you the status of Theo and myself without armor, just to show you that it actually does have an effect of us wearing armor. Now we can only equip we can only equip one set of armor, obviously, but we can only carry 4 sets of weapons and 4 sets of armor or equipment at any given time. That's very important to know. But as you can see with Theo there, his ability to absorb damage has increased by a small amount, while his ability to evade enemies have decreased. The heavier the armor, the higher the absorb and the lower the evade. And just to show you the same with me, I have a bit of a higher evade than Theo does at the moment. And of course, Adden has an evade of 53 and Newzea has an evade of 58, which is going to be exceptionally useful. I will be getting armor for them, or, well, not actually armor, the kind that Theo can wear, but more mage robes kind of armor that will actually offers them some decent protection. The weapons I've equipped are the exact same. The weapons that we're going to be using at this stage of the quest, and so the time has come to actually fight some monsters by going into the forest surrounding the town and castle of Cornelia. And we actually get a first strike chance there. Now, as you can see, there are 5 imps, or goblins, and this is the original classic Final Fantasy battle theme in all its 1987 iconic retro glory. Now we have 5 options that we can do. We can fight enemies, mages can use magic, we can drink any potions that we have on our disposal, or in our possession I should say. We can use certain items, like stars which have a particular spell ability, and we also have a chance to run. Now, escaping is a little bit different in this, because each party member has to escape on his own, and there is a slight chance that we won't be able to escape. However, if one party member manages to escape, then everybody escapes, which is actually quite a good trade there, but we have a considerable arsenal at our disposal, and imps aren't fairly difficult to attack anyway, so we're going to fight them. Now, one thing to note is that it's never a good idea to have everyone attack the same enemy unless they're especially strong, because in Final Fantasy, if one party member kills an enemy and another party member is about to attack it, that party member will attack the space where the enemy used to be, and the message ineffective will appear on the screen, just to show that your attack failed because the enemy is already dead. So, pays to actually attack individually. Now, in this particular battle, I'm going to show off Uzziah's fire ability, and note that I cannot actually move the arrow left or right. I actually have to move my arrow, my cursor there, up or down to attack the, in order to target the imps at the front. But there are 5 of them and 4 of us. And as you can see, they're all fairly strong. Case in point. If Adden is able to defeat them, they can't be particularly tough. Now, there's only 1 imp left, so, let's, go all in. And the imps didn't manage to land a single hit on us. There we go. Victory is ours, and there is the iconic Final Fantasy victory fanfare, the original version, obviously. Monsters perished. And we got 7 XP and 30 gold. I'm still going to refer to it as Gil. But there are other enemies besides goblins, although this area has quite a few goblins to speak of. But we're going to be fighting more of them, and I want to save Uzziah's last magic charge for the moment. I will be replenishing it soon enough. But we need to actually fight enemies, and that imp got a critical against Theo, although that doesn't really count for much. But we need to actually gain some very important experience in order to actually face off against Garland, because we're still level 1, and that's not good. And speaking of which, we actually need to find out where exactly Garland has taken Princess Sarah. Maybe one of the guards will have found something. 6 experience, 24 gold. Gil. I should keep referring to it as that. Now, everyone currently has the same experience, I believe. 13 experience points thus far. We need to actually level up, we need 27 more experience to get to level 2. And off-screen for when we get to level 3, because grinding can be a bit of a pain. Now, I'll try and show them off here, and I got lucky there. Well, then again, Uzziah didn't get lucky there, but we're fighting wolves. A little bit tougher than imps, but still we can handle them easily enough. Now, Adden is going to cure Uzziah using his magical spell, and Uzziah is missing the staff. Then again, Theo and myself can handle these wolves no problem, because the wolves won't really deal that much damage to us. And Theo has slain 1 wolf, and we can easily overpower the other wolf. And I missed. Fantastic. But the wolf also missed me, so huzzah. And Theo with finishing blow. And another victory for us. 12 XP, 12 gold. Gil. I know it's classic Final Fantasy, but there you go. Now there is another type of enemy. I wonder if I'm going to fight it. And as you can see there, the imps got the jump on us there. So, but they're relatively weak, so we're not afraid of imps. If you lose to imps this early on in Final Fantasy, you're clearly doing something wrong. And since Adden killed that imp down there, Uzziah isn't going to be able to attack, not that he's going to be able to do anyway, because we've already slain all the imps. 18 gil, 4 XP, and I believe there's not much left before level 2, only 11 XP. We've got 89 gil. I want to try and get to 100, because I will actually need to purchase a lightning spell from the Black Mage shop for myself. And that enemy that I was referring to, we haven't come across yet, but we may do at some point. They are slightly more powerful than imps and wolves, but this is the start of the random battles, which are very well known to RPGs such as Final Fantasy. And we're just a hop, skip, and a jump from actually leveling up. Now, the more enemies appear on screen, I believe, the more XP that one can acquire. And there is the enemy that I was looking for, the Mad Pony. And luckily we only ran into one of them, especially since we're level 1. You can fight from groups from about 4 to 6 of them. Mad Ponies, when there's 6 of them, can actually deal quite considerable damage. But, and I might actually just have Uzir use his fire ability just to even the odds just a little bit. And I missed again. Fantastic. And the Mad Pony hit 2 times, but fortunately he hit against Theo. And Theo slays the Mad Pony. If the Mad Pony attacked a Dino Uzir, we would have been in serious trouble. But 15 experience, 15 gil. And we level up. Max HP, 61 points of health, strength up, agility, intelligence, and vitality. And I have a max of 53 health, and my luck increased. Adam now has 52 health max, although his health doesn't automatically go up whenever we level up, but that's to be expected. And Uzir has 47 health, and I believe the time has come to actually go back to the inn, and go back to the town, and go to the inn, because I believe we have plenty of gil, although I'm going to have to do some more searching through the forest in order to get some more gil for the spell. Now, the inn here at Cornelia is 30 gil. Don't forget, if you leave your game, it'll reset while you turn power off. And that was the theme that plays whenever you sleep, you rest at an inn, or whenever you use the tent, cabin, or house. Tents and cabins allow you to save, and they restore your HP, while houses have the ability to restore your MP, or your magic charges, or spell charges if you want to be technical, in addition to your health. The thing about using tents, cabins, and houses is that you can't use them in any dungeons, and before we leave to explore further, in addition to talking to people, we can actually interact with certain objects, such as the fountain. See your face upon the clean water. How dirty. Come, wash your face. I don't think the people of the town would want us to bathe in the fountain there. But there is something else, I believe, that we can examine, such as this well here. This is a well. You might think that there is something to it, but in fact it is just an ordinary well. I wonder if people who played the original Final Fantasy back in 1987 discovered these little quirks thrown into the mix here. Then again, maybe not. There are a few things that are obscure if unless you happen to be looking for them. Now, I was going to go back to the castle to see if one of the guards had any information on Princess Sarah, not any of these guards down here, because they all, I think, say the same thing. But we haven't been out this way, I think. Or maybe I have. I'm not sure. What do you say, good sir? Reports say that Garland holds the princess in a temple to the northwest. Ah, good. You definitely have earned yourself a commendation in my book. The king should give you a promotion. Yes. Now we know where Garland and Sarah are currently holed up, in a temple to the northwest. And the reason why the Knights of Cornelia won't go off to face Garland is because he actually used to be one of them. In fact, he used to be the greatest knight in all of Cornelia until he betrayed them. Again, for whatever reason, we don't know why Garland chose to abandon the realm of Cornelia, but it is our duty to stop him. Now, I have 92 gil at the moment, and it's going to take a while for me to actually get up to level 3, so I will leave you here for the time being, adventurers, and when we come back, this isn't the end of the episode, I can assure you of that. Join me in a few moments for when we're level 3 and we're finally ready to go and seek out this temple in the northwestern area. I'll see you all soon. Just a brief moment, adventurers. We've just encountered yet another enemy in the forest around Cornelia. A great imp, which is slightly different in appearance to the regular imps. Fortunately, we only encountered one of them, so we'll be able to deal with it in quick order. So, and also to note that the trees in the background denote that we are currently in a forest. These will change whenever we're fighting in a different area. But we have nothing to worry about when we're fighting a great imp, although Nazir certainly does. That was 13 damage. But once again we were victorious, even though we only fought one of them, which meant we only got 4 experience, but we got 18 gold for our trouble. So just bear with me a little bit longer while we get underway for our preparations against the infamous Garland. One moment. And just to show you that in this with this particular battle here against a group of imps, that we have now reached level 3, which means we are fairly formidable indeed, especially against the enemies surrounding Cornelia, which means that we are pretty much able to actually have a fighting chance against Sir Garland, formerly of Cornelia, and as you can see there, in particular to our mages, due to the fact that we've leveled up considerably, we can now use more spell charges. We can use 3 sets of level 1 spells, as well as 1 set of level 2 spells, which we currently cannot use because we can't really purchase them at the moment. But I should really mention that for the journey ahead we are going to have to purchase a considerable amount of items, and that means getting some more gil. I'm going to get about 200 more gil for a total of about 516, so just wait a little bit longer and I shall be back with coins in hand. And welcome back. That was certainly a long trek, but we've managed to accumulate 538 gil, which is more than enough to suit our needs, so let's return. Minor apologies for that slight interruption there, adventurers, but we've now returned to hand with our gil firmly, well, we have a decent amount, which is going to suit our needs rather well, and as you can see there, it's going to take quite a lot more experience to actually reach level 4. Because there is quite a few, there is a considerable amount of grinding to be done throughout the adventure that is Final Fantasy. So I'll be doing most of that off-screen, but I will be showing you the various encounters as best I can. But we are back in the town of Cornelia, and our first order of business is to rest, because we have been fighting for quite a while. Which will cost 30 gil. We don't need to hold down the reset button as the NES turns off, because I'm using an emulator, so I don't have to do that. So, first order of business, avoid this patrolling guard over here, is I'm actually going to acquire the harm spell for our good old companion Adin, which means that he can now has an offensive spell against undead. The thing about the harm spell is that it will actually affect all the undead in a group. And looking at my magic here, I've already acquired the lightning spell, which I shall be using to pretty much smite my enemies with bolts of lightning, obviously. The last thing we want to do, a lot of people are blocking my way to that item shop, aren't there? Oh, there's an open road. So, need to head over to the item shop, and we have 400 gil left, so we have a considerable amount of to purchase at our leisure. But I did purchase a few, or at least buy a few. I of course mean 2 heal potions. Only really need 3 more of them. We definitely want the pure, potions, because we want to be able to cure poison in that event. And I only want 1 tent for now, since I can always come back to the inn if I need to for the moment. Tents are going to be super important much later on as we venture further and further from the towns. But as you can see there, the items there were fairly expensive, at least 60 gil per potion, with the pure potion and the tent being slightly more expensive than the heal potion. And we have exactly 123 gil. 1, 2, 3. Wasn't expecting that, but that's just the way it happened. So we are pretty much ready to tackle the temple that Garland is hiding in. So, and the guard said that it was the northwest, so we can venture through here. And there is a marshland where we can fight some great imps, or some more great imps. And as you can see in the background there, instead of trees, we have a swampy background. I'm not going to use any of my spells against these imps, because there really is no point in me doing so. And that was a critical hit from me there. Well done. And Theo is not one to be upstaged, easily able to take out great imps with a single strike. And fighting large groups of imps and great imps will net us quite a considerable amount of gil, as well as experience. But we're at a pretty decent level now. And there is that temple that lies yonder, which Garland has taken refuge with his hostage, Princess Sarah of Cornelia. Looks a bit of a shambles, but then again, what better place for a fallen knight of a realm to hide in, so let us venture inside. Welcome, adventurers one and all, to the infamous Temple of Fiends, Garland's lair. Now, there are 4 corners of this place to deal with, and we have new enemies, undead. This is a ghoul. Most of the enemies in Final Fantasy rely mainly on physical and melee attacks, but some enemies have spells, and others have unique abilities which will be formidable indeed. But since there's only a single ghoul, we should be alright. Although, having said that, ghouls can paralyze us, and there are enemies that can paralyze your party members, and I couldn't do anything in this instance. experience, but the ghoul doesn't really do that much damage even though it hit twice. So I am currently ineffective at the moment, but the rest of the party should be able to take care of the ghoul in good order. And I'm still feeling a little worse for wear. But 23 experience and 50 gil. That's from one enemy. That's pretty darn good. Go down here to the first room, and in the treasure box we find a cap. Now, I believe Theo will make use of that, and cap is a piece of armor, so he shall equip it. Also, one thing to note here is that I think we can actually change the formation of our party. Like so. We can go to this menu here, and we can pretty much rearrange so that I'm now leading the charge, or we can have a din in front, but we don't want to do that. Of course, this means that I'm, in this example here, I'm now in the front row, Theo is in the second front row, Adin is in the first back row, and Uzir is in the first back row. And there's me on the screen. Hello. And the chest is empty because Adin already took the cap. But, I don't really want to be leading the charge here, even though this is my Let's Play. So, I'll let Theo take the reins here, as usual, because he is our frontline fighter. Here's something I point out. Now, there are 3 rooms left, and there's another ominous ghoul that we shall deal with in fairly short order. We're going to need to save our spells for our encounter with Garland, and that was a good critical hit there from Uzir, with an excellent follow-through from Theo. We're actually making back the gil that we just spent. That's pretty decent. So, there are other enemies besides ghouls here in the Temple of Fiends, and there are 2 treasure chests in this particular chamber. A heal potion, very nice, and a cabin. Cabin, of course, being the second tier camping set, 1 tier higher than the tent. We want to save that cabin. And there are a pack of wolves here in the temple. Obviously they came from outside, since the temple is rather dilapidated. And by the way, I did not fail to miss that excellent hit. 50 damage there from me, and a brilliant critical there. But now is not the time to be tooting my own horn. I need to take care of the rest of these wolves before they start going after our other mages. But Uzir can pretty much handle himself, and I dealt the finishing blow there. Hooray for me. 24 experience and 24 gold. Gil. I know this is the classic Final Fantasy, but we're going with Gil, because that is the standard currency for all Final Fantasy games as far as I'm concerned. Now this room is also locked with the mystic key that is currently in the possession of the Prince of Elfland, so at some point we're going to have to travel over yonder to fight him, and oh, that is a pack of wolves, and there is a great wolf leading the pack, the Alpha. That's, you know what, I think I'll let Theo deal with that, although, still want to save my spells, just in case, even though, we could easily, deal with a few of them easier that way. Now, as long as the Great Wolf doesn't... Well, that was unfortunate there. I was going to say, as long as that Great Wolf doesn't, go after, Uzir there, we should be fine, but, well, I'll have Uzir drink one of the drink the heal potion that we just picked up. That Great Wolf dealt 5 damage to Theo there, but since he was wearing chainmail armor, he was able to deal with that. And I missed the Great Wolf. That is fantastic. And so I'll leave Theo to finish the beast off, and we shall deal with the lesser wolves. But we should get decent experience and gold from this encounter. Now, as to why wolves would actually have gold on them is a mystery for the ages. But ooh, and that was 10 damage from that Great Wolf to me. That was pretty lethal blow there. Well, not fatal, but still pretty dangerous. Theo would deal the finishing blow, but that Great Wolf is proven to be more tenacious than not, but Theo defeated it. And that was quite an amount of gold there from that pack, and I probably... You know what? Adin can spare a cure. There we go. Health has been restored. And we have a couple of bones, or not bones per se, they're in fact skeletons, which we can deal with effectively with the harm spell that Adin has, but there are only 2 of them in this instance, and if Uzir can kill them, just like that, and Adin, we should pretty much not be that afraid of them, although they don't give us much experience or heal. So the 2 chambers on the right of the Temple of Fiends are locked by the Mystic Key. We have 1 room left to explore, adventurers. A chamber that lies at the heart, just opposite the entrance here. And we have circled around the temple, and it could very well be possible that Garland has locked himself in one of the rooms hidden by the Mystic Key, but then again that would kind of be silly, because with the doors locked he wouldn't be able to get out unless he could open them from the inside. That leaves only one place where he and Princess Sarah could be, in this central chamber here, at the very heart of the Temple of Fiends. So let us go in, and there are a bunch of bats. There is Princess Sarah, and behind her is an altar with a dark orb, and standing before us, laughing maniacally, dancing maniacally, is the former knight of Cornelia, the former champion of the King of the Realm, Garland himself. Hail and well met, good sir. No one touches my princess. Light warriors, you impertinent fools, I, Garland, will knock you all down. I remember those words well from my Let's Play of Dawn of Souls, although an alternate version of the Dawn of Souls remake actually translates that particular phrase as I, Garland, will cut you down to size. But this phrase here, the words I, Garland, will knock you all down, is the original challenge. The gauntlet has been thrown, and we shall respond in kind. And you may notice one thing, that there is no epic boss music. Instead, there is only the battle theme. This is the only battle theme that will ever play in the original Final Fantasy. Later Final Fantasy titles will have their own unique boss themes, but not this one. Now we are fighting against the evil Garland, dressed in his purple cape with very snazzy looking armor there. Now, Garland may be the greatest knight in all of Cornelia, however, he is fighting 4 of us. Theo should easily be able to match him blow for blow, and Adin, Uzir, and myself have plenty of spells at our disposal. Although Adin will mostly be backing us up in a supportive role. So Theo is going to attack. I'm going to unleash my bolts of lightning upon Sir Garland. Adin will attack since he can't actually... there is no guard or defend ability, unfortunately. And Yuzir will unleash a large blaze of fire, like so. Okay, damage, and Garland only did 1 damage. There is my lightning against Garland. And unfortunately Adin missed, but fortunately Theo did not. Now, we have already had 1 bout of combat, and we haven't slain Garland, but he hasn't slain us in kind, so we're still doing fairly well against him. He has a sword, and we have might and magic, so hopefully we shall prevail. Otherwise we can't rescue Princess Sarah. Ooh, and that was a pretty devious blow there from Garland, but I was the victor. With the power of my lightning bolts, I was able to vanquish the nefarious knight. We gained 32 experience and 250 gold from Garland. Excellent. But as I said before, we still have a considerable amount of experience before we can reach level 4. But Garland has been slain, and we can actually talk to the bats. Kiki! Yes, that's all they say. They screech, and they flap around in the night, and they also keep us from reaching Princess Sarah. So you are the Light Warriors. Thank you. And we arrive back at the castle, safe and sound. Thank you for saving the princess. To aid your quest, I ordered a bridge built to the continent. Go now, and make the orbs shine again. Thank you, even though we are already on a continent, so to speak. The bridge that he is referring to actually will allow us to actually venture north of Cornelia. And it's explained in Dawn of Souls version that the bridge itself was destroyed by Garland in order to prevent anyone from actually bringing outside reinforcements to aid Cornelia. The salute has been passed down from queen to princess for 2,000 years. Garland stole it when he kidnapped me. Please accept it as my gift. It just might come in handy. That it will, although we will have to discern a use for it at some point. Thank you for rescuing the princess. Thank you very kindly there. And let's see what the other guards will say on this matter, now that we have saved the princess. He will basically say the same thing. So, and of course, Queen Jane and the other daughter of the king will be overjoyed to hear that Sarah has now been returned safe and sound. Thank you for saving Princess Sarah. And we're getting all these thanks. One was enough, but now our only order of business is to actually venture out into the world proper and try and make the orbs shine again, because as you can see, they're still inert. Although just exactly how we're going to make the orbs shine again is something we are going to have to uncover throughout this adventure. And there is nothing on the floor. My sister is back safe, thank you. I still don't know who that is, and I probably will never know. Yes, sir, I belong to the honor guard of Castle Canaria, or Cornelia, as it's supposed to be, as I said in the previous episode. You're part of the honor guard. I wonder, how do you feel about about the death of Garland. I wonder if Garland was the champion of the Honor Guard, if not simply the king. And there is really nothing more we need to do here in Castle Cornelia, so we shall venture back to the town. And with that gold we can actually purchase more potions, but first we're going to rest, because resting is always important. But for now we shall acquire more potions and maybe a tent or two to actually aid us in our quest. I'll just check how many potions I have. I want maybe 5 of each will actually be decent enough. But as you can see, the heal potion is 60 gil, and the pure potion and the tent are both 75 gil. That's quite a lot. So we only need a second tent there, and I think I have 4 heals and 3 pure potions. I should one more of these and 2 more of these. And I know my gil is rapidly depleting, but it's worth it. And also, you mentioned that you were from Provoca, the port city to the east of this place. That is a destination that we are going to look into at some point in the future. And speaking of destinations, this is the port in which we entered. Although what exactly happened to the ship that brought us here, we don't know where it came from, and we don't know where it's gone. Or even if we came by ship in the first place, we honestly don't know how we got to this land. And we're in the field, and we're being accosted by imps, which are no threat to us at this point. Not even to Uzir, who can pretty much one-shot them with his mighty staff. Minor inconvenience, but nothing to worry about. After all, we have just rescued Princess Sarah from the infamous Garland. So a bunch of imps won't really be that difficult. Now, here is the bridge that was rebuilt by order of the king. In the Dawn of Salt's version, there are either dwarves or, yes, there are dwarves in this realm. We just haven't encountered them yet. And, although technically at this point we, the warriors of light, shouldn't really know of such things. But, or maybe it's the king's guards or the workers of Cornelia that have worked in the reconstruction of the bridge. But once we actually cross this bridge, our journey will begin in earnest. So without further ado, let us head north to the other continent. And so their journey begins. Yes, indeed. This is the title screen of Final Fantasy. What awaits the four, they do not know. As we look back on Castle Cornelia. Each holding an orb that 2,000 years ago shined with beauty from within, but now only darkness. I think that's supposed to be Sean. Come, start your journey. Return the light of peace to our world. Also, these orbs seem to be as old as the lute that Princess Sarah gave us, programmed by Nazir. I have no idea who that is, but I assume he must be an employee within Square. Character design Yoshitaka Amano, who designed a lot of the character artwork for the classic Final Fantasy games. Scenario by Kenji Terada, and of course this game was directed by none other than series creator Hironobu Sakaguchi, almost forgot his name there. Production of Square A-Team. 1987, Square, 1990, Nintendo. And that was the introduction to the quest in earnest. So now the only thing left to do is venture north and reach far-reaching lands and try and make each of these 4 orbs that we have in our possession shine with a light that will hopefully bring peace to the world. Exactly what is threatening the world, however, we don't really know, because I mean, after all, we've just slain Garland, who was threatening the castle of Cornelia. What other threats do we have to be afraid of, apart from the various monsters roaming the realm? We'll find out eventually, but for now, I will leave you, and when we return, adventurers, we shall venture north on this unknown continent. As always, I'm the Dungeon Master. Until next we meet.